Good morning. I need you and you off. So, unfortunately, I kind of did this when I had some extra time, and I'm glad I made some notes because it's been a while now. So, I'll probably have to look up some starting Erlang stuff. So, is this working in? Do we do anything with this yet? Nope. Okay. So we had rebar 3 compile, which probably is still fine from whatever we were doing last time. We have rebar 3 shell. And then we had OK bid equals Erlang cores proxy app. And I don't remember if this actually... Oh, do I have to... I need to do... Yep. So this is incomplete. Okay, so we got that. I don't know if I can do anything with it yet. I don't actually remember. Do we actually get to as far as starting up a server? So we've got this, like a data definition. Proxy callback. So we get to our handler function. Handle request events. Oh yeah, handle get. So we might actually have a proxy here. So I guess the question is, which port was this starting up on? $8,000, 8080. What was that source? No, not in there. Supervisor 3000. Oh, yep, hello world. Well, it auto-completed to something. I don't remember if it was, well, if it got a response, it's this server. Okay, so we had gotten as far as a hello world server. And then the other thing we want to check is we had a command to, I think, run it directly. -s module. Conditioning in, do boot, undef, start. Okay. Run Erlang server. Let's get boot script. That's for releases. Manage it. Oh, that's for a service. I don't need a service. But this is booting a release. How do I just kind of run the server in dev? It's a service. S toolbar. What's S? Okay, that's the shell. Oh, also this is 5.3. I forget which version we had installed. No, Earl. 8.3. Yeah, that might not be relevant. W Earl. Okay. Still doesn't tell me if I have a service, how do I start it? If I have an Erlang program, how does I run it? Okay, we can execute it in the shell, sure. What is Erlang? How do I? Directly from the Unix shell. Oh. Without compiling. ERL compile. Oh, no shell minus S. Minus S module. Minus S init. So maybe I need to be calling init, not start? Nope. Oh no, there's start minus S init. No. So which thing are we actually calling here? Early ops, port, start link, export init. Oh, well, there's supervisor. So we have proxy callback. Which gets called from you. Callback, proxy callback. And we have app. Oh, no, that's the app.url. So it says the start and the stop. So our Erlang course proxy, behavior application. Well, it's start to. How do I pass arguments to it? Start type, start args. Well, okay, that calls the supervisor with no arguments. Command line arguments. Minus S, program main foobar. Minus S init stop. Main args foo. Okay. So we just do start 1-1? No. Init terminating in do boot. Oh, or is this? No. Erlang cores proxy app start 1.1. Erlang init terminating in do boot. Doesn't start, but calls a function. The function named as arguments, we given as extra arguments, will default to start, and the argument list to the entity list. We'll attempt to call RMB start, and that function is not defined. So it's getting a single argument as an array. Start type start args. We have start 2. But it looks like it's passing this stuff as a single array. Start 2. Calls a function. Empty list. Starts our name system. Is interpreted as a flag. Plain arguments, we get plain argument. Args file. Read from file name. Move the file.boot. Do we have something like that? Lock config, dump. Build. Not seeing a boot file. It's a lot of copying. Compile. Oh. I think rebar's taking care of that. Config. And eval. Specifies a host which servers are running. Identity of the system. Write some debug information. Okay, well that was more information. Process preloaded, process kernel, start heart, error logger, application controller, apply, application load. I think it's all modules. Application, start boot, progress started, but we end at the same place. Active embedded. Never tries to eat any input, implies no shell. Beginning of the code path. End of the code path. Protocol. Can it call specified function? Wait, are these aliases? Yes, it appears to be. All arguments are passed as Atom. If no arguments are provided, the function is assumed to be arity 0, assumed to be arity 1. So how do I call start 2? Does something else, it's supposed to be something else calling start? Crush dot. All the temp durs. Export start. No, nothing else calls start. Unless it's supervisor? But app calls start link with no arguments, so it's not that it calls that one. Erlang run start 2. Won't execute. Callback module and start args. There's no app file. There was something. What was it called? Source? Okay, mod. Env modules. This looks like the same form. Oh, it's a different VSN. The option is mod callback mod start args. So interesting that they didn't set that up to work by default. No. So that didn't seem to work. In your case, is the name of the application. Callback is given, then mod start 2. With the app and application. Okay, well, I mean, there's that format. Application resource file. Application blah blah blah. Mod blah 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 blah. Oh. Normal arguments. Okay. So how do we actually run an application? Because it must not just be calling start. Application load. Application start. So does that mean we do application? I need my name back. Application. Oh no, we have to do no application start with the argument Erlang cores proxy app. But we don't have a server here. How about init debug? Oh, I'm pretty sure that's the wrong. Progress started. Apply, start boot. That doesn't seem to be quite it. Always be stopped. All right, so rebar 3 shell. Application start. No. Okay, well, Control D doesn't work. Sorry, guys. Oh. Okay, so rebar shell. Oh, okay, no back here. Application start Erlang cores proxy. App. Period. What? Syntax before bracket. There's no brackets! Did I mess up my config file? When I was doing modifying this stuff? And that looks balanced to me. Application start. Application start. What the heck? There's no square brackets. Specified function call. Foo start, foo bar baz. It does not return blocks for the processing. Use some variant of spawn. The limited length of atoms is recommended to use run. What? How is that different? There must be some underlying difference. How to start rebar 3 app. How about that? Because it makes the template. Oh, let the start 0. Okay. Start the shell. So you have to make a release. Application start. Oh, PA bin. What? Oh, the control G must have been interpreted as something, which means... Does this actually work if we don't have control G's in there? No such file or directory. Oh. It is looking for a .app, but there is no .app. Source. So maybe this is where we need Erl, no shell, PA, ebin, application, start, nope. And of course, proxy app. Yeah, with no arguments. No, undef start with that argument. It's saying application start is unavailable. Okay. Bar 3. Command create node. So that's a rebar previous version thing. App.source and erl files. File and test. Multiple tasks. Got deps. Build release. Which is a bit involved for doing development stuff. No releases have been specified in the system. Oh my goodness. Rebar.config. Release resource file. A script and boot. Yeah, this seems like way more than I need right now. This is like actual developing. Oh, symlinks. Yeah, that'll work real well on Windows. Well, I mean, we're in this their shell. Maybe they can fake it. At a relics section. Many releases with independent configurations. All right, so these are actually independent statements. Release name. Do we have worked examples here? I mean, is this supposed to be a string? Is it just a... Is it just an atom? Splitting configurations. All right, does this have a complete example? I know something I was looking at, it had something about this. Releases? No. Generating releases. No file example. Okay, still no... Relax. App up. Deps. Release. Okay. No releases have been specified in the system. Maybe I don't need to be in this directory. Oh. Wait, is that... Prepare a release. Ah, but you've got as dev. So what's your example app here? Apps blog post source. Oh. Oh? Wait, does this mean... No, it does not mean you can leave the app out. Okay. Now how do we run it? You don't say. This is all fancy schmancy stuff. You compiled your application. Oh, but this is probably the pre... So then we go rel... rebar.lock. So where'd you put this? Build? Rel. Development. Bin? Okay. So build. Default. Rel. Development. Bin. Or not. What do you do with the release? Tar. Booting, updating, spreading. Bin my rel. There's an no. It wasn't auto-complete. Maybe because it wasn't auto-completing the 1.0. No, wait. Oh. I'm on Windows and the shell isn't going to auto-complete into a command. Arr? Access is denied. is not an Erlang service controlled service. Yeah, maybe this is Erlang thing. This doesn't seem relevant. So I think I need to know more what to do with what the heck do I do with the release? And like, I don't want to have to install it somewhere. I want to just have like a command that runs the program. All right, build. Releases are overkill. To run application. Hi, I'm frustrated because I've not yet run across the documentation of like, hey, you've got a program. Here's how you run it. Well, except for the ones I've found that haven't worked. So there's a thing about releases which seem like you're actually like wanting to push it out somewhere, which seems like overkill for just like, hey, I want a command line that runs my program without having to start up a shell first. And like, I kind of got some stuff working with the shell, but it's like, well, if I'm going to be restarting all the time, can't I just, not have to start the shell? So that's old information. This looks promising, but doesn't actually work. Well, did I try this without the app? Apparently that's a thing. Nope. Couldn't find that at all. Oh no, wait a minute. And then that is to have the wrong arity, but actually we're looking to do application start Erlang cores proxy. Oh. Well, that hangs, but it doesn't actually start the server. So I don't know what it's doing. All right, this is all the application stuff. That did tell me something sort of useful. This is init, which told me how to pass arguments to functions. It's arguments to functions. And I'm pretty sure when I just did start, it is a environment that originally came out of telecom that has, you have lots and lots of lightweight processes, to the extent that like you have object-oriented languages, more of a process-oriented environment. So it's very, very good at things that, well, to some extent the same use cases as like Node.js, where you can have lots of things sitting around waiting, and you do a little bit of work, and then they stop, as they get a message. So that should be undefined. Oh, the problem is it takes all the arguments, turns them into an array, so I need to start one to accept that. So if we do... Well, actually, this is an E... Are you able to run this? So in the shell, we can do Erlang, cores, proxy, app, start. We just need some arbitrary arguments because it ignores them. Oop, need a dot. Oh. Is this where we need the ebin? And you don't have any of that. I was with the period. I typed some sort of control character, and you don't have an up. Okay, that's actually a dot, not the bracket. Ah! Undefined function. So what do I have to actually add? Well, do I have to go all the way up here? Does application start Erlang cores proxy? No, actually, you just had to be no such file or directory. It's a dot app. So I would need that entire, so I guess that's what rebar is doing. Oh my gosh. All right, let's get, all right, this shell. So now instead of pa-ebin, we need build default lib Erlang cores proxy ebin. And if this makes that available, then I might be able to do no, it's not gonna have the right arity. We have to do application start Erlang cores proxy. I didn't put no shell. Still no server. So that sits there. Doesn't run a server. Application start. Erlang cores proxy dot. Aha! An actual error message. How about that? Failed to start. And Ellie, whatever the heck Ellie is. Yeah. I could check for listening ports. But if you run it directly in the rebar shell. So here's a question. Can we do rebar 3 shell minus no shell? Minus S, application start, Erlang cores proxy. Invalid option no shell. So does that mean that we also have to do Ellie ebin minus pa build default lib. Well, is there multiple tasks? Clean, compile, cover, running multiple tasks, new path, packages, release, project apps and deps, print dependency tree. Yeah, there's nothing that's like just run the project. Default lib le ebin dot. Hey! Now this seems like an impractical way to do it normally. I guess you could put a shell script around it, or some sort of script around it. And then, okay, yep, that in fact stopped it. All right, so here's an interesting question. Is there some dynamicism to this? Or if we do like rebar 3 shell, and then we do, wait, did it? Oh, shell just auto boots the application. Well, now Which file asked you to find this thing? No, it was a callback. Okay, hello world. No, it does not update. So what is your dev loop look like this? I don't know what to search for. What does your like day-to-day, minute-to-minute process? Is it just kill the shell and restart it every time? I didn't want release. I just want the stinking page of the thing to see if they say how to actually use it. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, compile. Testing. Yeah, but this is like testing. Oh, new release. Okay. So rebar config. So actually, that's the way you do that. Install binary, extracting and upgrading, create a new project. Running tests. So it's like I can do some of this stuff with this. I guess I figure out how to call the function that handles the GET request with fake stuff. Building plugins, templates. You already read releases. It's like, if you have a project and you just want to run it to see if it works. How do you do that? Rebar 3, run app. eScript app. It's a server, it's not an eScript really. Hello, Vitor. I may not speak your language. Let's see, where do I have this? That kind of works. Now to run. This is from the older version of rebar. I'm doing okay. Had a little bit of a late night last night. There was a social event and I rode my bike out there, so, got longer travel time back. Gotta take a shower to get all the spider webs off. And I was trying to catch up on some of the stuff from Astroneer and Oxnet Included releases yesterday. All Discord discussions. Which I still had to catch up on a lot of stuff this morning. Just want to ensure your application can start. Okay, yes, this is shell. That's the rebar version, which is an old version. App start dummies will be called. So the issue here is that I can get this to work, but I have to specify these paths, like this big long list of paths. Well, right now it's only 2 things, but if in a larger project, it would turn into the command line from heck, because you have to add every single library to the path. Rebar 3 compile. What you said. Was I not speaking clearly enough? Do you not understand the subjects? Man line history. Oh. Okay, that's rebar 3 shell. Oh, so I might be able to do some fake interactions here. Linux man page. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I am afraid I only speak English. This has no indication of working on Windows. Hello test. Application start. So I'll actually be running a server, and then we'll just call functions in it. All right, so what is this going to look like? Module. Oh, okay. Oh no, that's the test. Is test02 start? Oh, test02. So does that mean we have a server? Maybe it was my proxy callback? Rec args? And ignores the args. So here's the code. Yeah, module test02 server, which exposes a hello. So I'd probably be testing proxy callback, and it's like actually, it sounds like I might have to just do straight up testing. And then occasionally hit it to see what's going on. So then you would call it like this. Although what does a rec object look like? Oh, it's a rec with rec method. Oh no, it's get. Yeah, method. I guess Ellie is parsing it. Yeah, that's kind of figuring things out initially here. I'll say Erlang Ellie. Oh, okay. So this was the simple Erlang web server callback port. Yep. Rack style request response. Extensions. Methods. There is an Ellie test. Helpo for calling your callback and tests. So this is a module. Is a call method. Oh, what? There's method, path, headers, body, ops. Ellie HTTP method. Path is binary. So does Ellie request path? Oh, Ellie request path. Path 1. Return path split into binary parts. Yeah, so this would probably initially come in as like /hello/world. All right. LE test. In unit tests. So we've got rebar up here. So we've got E-unit tests. Run common tests. Commands. Common tests under the test directory. Erlang documentation. And then we have E-unit. Typing analysis. This is the tool I've heard of. I'm going to have to look into that later. E-unit tests. Wait. Where? Oh, you open up. Okay, you open up here. Common test. So really we're interested in this. So test cases. Test case. All right, so this is nice, complete documentation. That does not help me really figure it out. Okay, so we have test functions. Oh, so this is following the philosophy that you do function name test, and then it runs it. And then this is a whole array of assertions. Versus common test. Maybe CT run will have an example. CT run configs. There's a rebar.config. Dir tester sweet. Example, module, groups, top 1, top 2, sub, simple examples it does not have. Example, config suites, find config suites. Define top, define T1, log dir, config, skip cases. I still don't feel like I've actually seen a test. Common test basics, maybe? The runtime error, no matter what your reason for termination is. Getting started? Interesting layering, okay. So using processes. A simple test suite. All right, this is what we're trying to get for bulk understanding here. Module compile all. So we have an explicit list of tests. It's going to be that lets you set up the groups. It's going to be a little bit annoying to do. Init per test case, end per test case. Init per suite, end per suite. Oh. Module suite. And we've got CT run, which rebar also was a wrapper for. Okay, that's a little bit easier to grasp. A lightweight unit testing framework. That might be what I want. An Erlang module is to add the following line at the beginning of the module. Include lib unit.hrl. It's an exported function test. As all functions whose name match underscore test or test underscore underscore. Unless testing is turned off. Must contain path to unit ebin. Function ending test. So is this one where you the idea is to put the tests in the same original module? Ah, putting tests in separate modules. Okay, so that is one way to do it. Write to the standard output. Does not appear in the console. Test generating functions. Ah, test underscore. Okay. Representation. It's a function. And it looks like I need to look up what the question operator in Erlang is. Yep. Yeah. Oh, we're in mobile mode. It's not an operator. Identify macros. Define debug. Okay. Normal atom or variable. Okay. You are more common test stuff. Okay, so yeah, this is saying this is a macro. It assert is a macro. And this is a generator which can return an array. All right, so for what we want to do, where we want to... For testing purposes, I might want to set up a dummy server. When we get to actually making calls. All right, so this is more detailed documentation. So for the inline tests, which should work fine at this scale, we would need to find, say, proxy callback. Oh, this is all right. I need to filter my files. This is applications. I think we're done with it for now. We're going to go back to running tests since it's a pain to run the actual thing. Basic Erlang syntax we might need. Command line arguments are done. Rebar, we're going to need documentation. We pretty much punted and gone to tests. This wasn't a bad page. Oh, eUnit tests. Okay, well, this is actually going to be handy. We're going to need our web server. Common test, I think, is too much for me right now. So he's done separate module. vbar3 and eUnit know to look in the tests. All right, well, that's the example we have to work with right now. Edit source proxy callback tests.url. Module proxy callback tests. Include lib. Oh, no. What? Since rebar has an eUnit command, perhaps I don't need to install the library. Well, it'll whine at us if we do. Da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da. Oh, application start. Test server stop. Oh, this thing is an application. But proxy is just a handler, so maybe I don't need to start it. Da, 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 da. Sure. Assert proxy callback handle So I could actually go straight to this, since we're just going to pull that out of the request. Interesting. But I still have to pass the request, so I still have to make a request. And you have a test method. All right, method path headers body ops. LE handler result. What is that? Helper for calling your callback in tests. Why do the unit tests below test this? What are we calling? Is it using the globally defined callback handler? Because it says it's a result. Yeah, response code. Oh, and this is Ellie test. So you're there. They seem to be suggesting that I should just be doing Ellie test call. Quest.method. Path. Headers. Body. Well, key binary, value binary, or string. An abstract data type body. A binary or IO list. And, oh boy. Doc prop lists. So there was a typo. Maybe this is another library. Standlib. Supports functions for property lists. Properties, an atom or a tuple. Get keys, get values. Property lists are ordinary lists containing entries in the form of either tuples, whose first elements are keys used for lookup and insertion, or atoms, which work as a shorthand for tuples. Atom true. Other terms are allowed but are ignored by this module. So an empty property list should just look like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Assert takes some sort of test. And I don't know what the... What do we say about this? Only response code. Or okay. File. Oh, there's a couple different formats. Ignore. Chunk. I mean, probably okay headers. Well, we know what it returns. Actually, it says LE results, so this is a very trivial example, but we'll eventually have something more complicated to test. And we can go ahead and take this stuff out. Oh, binaries do have to have quotes in them. Yes, I know, I wasn't done. They do not like my ways. All right. What's the punctuation here? Period. All right. Now, do I have to specify the test module or just run everything? Okay. Hello test module proxy callback tests. We got 2 errors from it? Interesting, because they only have 1 test. Error undef. So I have to... Aha. Was it LE test? Uh-oh. I copied that line. Okay, no, I copied Ellie and just assumed that if we have a module Ellie, that it would be a trivial matter to then do Ellie test. Maybe it's a library, so all the modules are in there? Undefined handle event. Wow, that's middleware tests. That did not come out well. LE test. This is LE itself. eUnit LE. Setup teardown test. LE test underscore. Oh, right. That's using a generator. Test hello world, test short circuit telecompress. C request URL. Body response. Oh, okay, and then, yeah. But I'm not actually calling it. Oh, and he's defining bodies here. Application start. But this isn't actually using the LE test module from what I can tell. But I'm not sure if there's an easy way, or I don't know an easy way to construct a fake rec. Oh, dep star ebin. Well, that's a neat little trick. So this is starting up a complete stack. HTTPC. Headers response. How about just LE testing? Oh. Oh, this would have been a good thing to look at. Another good thing to look at for white box testing. As another heavy lifting, integration and system testing, much more complex. To test unexported functions. This is... Oh, I'm not actually sure how that works. So we might have to take a detour. Although I don't know if it's going to help specifically with LE stuff. I mean, I think even finding Erlang things. All right, so all be good stuff to go through. This is probably not going to involve rebar. Although maybe rebar would be unnecessary for what I'm doing, I don't know. Okay, error messages. Undefined handle event. Undefined handle event. Requests. Request completed, exception thrown. So where is this proxy callback used? Oh, LEOps, LESpec. Does this mean I have to define all of this stuff to run my test? Since call seems to be kind of performing the whole stack. But I do need more water. I will be back in a few minutes. So it's getting closer. I guess I could do a double on that one. That would change that. But then I can't do anything with this one. Because anything I do there will double up that.
A little bit here.
All right, so are we? Oh, we're out of a. I found a way to fix it. And this would probably be a good thing to mark down for possible future highlight.
Wow. Do you guys even have the habitat made?
Oh my gosh, we're invincible. Oh nope. Okay, it just took a little. Just took a few seconds to die.
Uh-oh. I saw the X, like your player model. I just saw, or I saw the little player sign turn into an X, and I was just like, oops.
Yeah, fortunately, I was able to reach some aluminum and make some dynamite to get us.
It's because you're trying to call the read passwords on the list and not each individual object in there. So the list doesn't have the read passwords method, it's actually the objects inside the list. So if you say, for example, readers index 0.read passwords, I think that would work. So I think that's your issue there.
getting a lot of iron. That's good to see. We're finding a whole bunch in this outside area. Okay, we could get down here and use this. Anybody have any recommendations for the neural vacillator?
And oh my goodness, I didn't realize how late it was. So I don't know how much longer. Actually, I guess I just started really late today. I mean, I know I was like, what project should I work on? I didn't think it was that late though. Errors and exceptions. Can we understand this? Undefined. Error undef. Or does undef mean there's just nothing there? Undefined handle event, LE startup. LE test call. Proxy callback test. So that's a stack. And I don't know why we're getting 2 errors from one test. Proxy callbacks tests, hello test 0 fun 0. LE test call. Handle event. So maybe we have to set up all the application start, inet start, config equals mods, LE example callback, LE start link. Well, I mean, we don't really need like crypto public key SSL. Really? But like inet start? Unlink P. Register LEP. P. Oh, register as LE. So we can stop it. Callback. Example. I mean, this we don't need. This is us. I don't know where the callback stuff is coming from. But he's doing a full HTTPC, which I guess is included in LE? Or just the default available? Now this is middleware specifically. Well, status body head editors, register test, register test, setup, application start, blah, 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 blah. Hey, maybe I have to do this? I don't know. Hello world, HTTPC request. None of which is using the LE test helper that he provided. But I guess the inet means there's actually starting up a server and hitting it? Is that right? LE example callback. So I have to be doing my callback there. And I guess it would do this. inet start. Or would I just need to do this? And then do... Well, heck, we got the code here. How much does... Wait, where's LE test? Can you define multiple modules in a file? What file would it be in if you could? Actually, does build somewhere in here, LE. Okay, there's that, there's that. Well, there's source LE test. It's weird, okay. Export call. Spec. That's something I have to look into. Oh, ops. Okay. Okay. An example would have been very helpful there. So this is LE ops. Callback, callback args. So probably you need this. Ah, this is cramped. Okay. So we had just done an empty thing here. You see, it's the little things. I still don't know why we're calling it twice. Assert expected true got false. Wow. Okay. Well, all right. So this would have to be in like this kind of thing, right? Actually, do you have... Wait. Has this been changed to only include one thing? processes sockets eUnit. Common test for uncommon tests. That's why we even got in here. So just a bunch of assertions. Ah, okay, yeah. Test failed. Bad match. Assert expression. Oh, assert equal is what I want. They used an example where you were testing for equality, which was a little weird. It's like, really? It's just assert Boolean? Assert comparison between expressions. If they are different, a failure. And then instead of this, we should just have parameters. All right, so, ooh, we got not found. So I am misunderstanding what path looks like. So this is where I do, in fact, need Erlang standout. IO F right. Callback. So up here, IO F right. Oh, maybe that's just the path. It's already parsed. So it was a series of binary things, right? Bad arg. Binary split. Okay, so no, it wants a binary. Put you back for a bit. So now we're back to here. Well, no, that's LA request path. Breaks that out. You know what? We were just looking at that code. LA request path. Oh, raw path. Not split or parsed for query parameters. IO F right. I would actually do this for an actual web request to see what it looks like. But then that would just be LE request. Whoop. Raw path. Rec. And then we do rebar 3 compile. Rebar 3 shell. which implicitly runs it. Oh. Something I did implicitly ran it. Okay. Application start Erlang proxy, Erlang cores proxy. That sure looks like hello world to me. So now what does the test print? Okay, first step. We typed other stuff, so it's all confused. Output hello world, output hello world. Oh wait, hello world. Maybe it was just a typo. Oh. Well, no, because it was saying not found. I don't know why. Pixelogic Dev, thank you for the host. I don't know why. Oh no, this is 404 not found. I don't know why output is doubled. I don't know why my tests are doubled. Okay, so we're specifying proxy callback. We see what the raw... Okay, so... Well, oh, that was a raw binary. If I get the path... I would have to convert it back to a string. Which puts us back to basics. Yeah, that seems like too much. Lists, tuples, numbers, and variables. How do we... How about... Is there just a handy function that will just print out anything? Debug message or debug format? Oh, this is an E-unit thing, though. Oh, IO format. trace, IO format. All right. No, that's array. Oh, there are a couple versions of it. Okay, so it's actually format data, IO device format data. Ooh. So we have to specify the type. Float, float. String syntax. Binary or an atom. S, 10.8S. Well, that is like IO lib, right? Returns a character list that represents term. Okay. So if we want to do path, IO lib, right. Output. Well, it's very, very binary. So for comparison purposes, I would have to do could this be another typo? So I want to print things in bytes. All right. 104, 101, 108, 108, 111. 119, 111, 114. 119, 111, 114, 108, 100. Ow? Ow? Is it the method is ending up different? Ah. Ah. It's capital get. Probably all that typing Elm symbols. All right, so the easy thing we can do is maybe figure out where's LE test. A header is an LE header, which is a key binary, value binary, or string. You know what? In some of the LE test, they were sometimes checking headers. Assert match. How is that? So, the match a form pattern without variables ever binding. Oh. So I actually don't want equal. Oh? Oh. Assert match, their example has things reversed. Interesting. Yep. I guess maybe it just calls everything twice to try and avoid or catch stateful effects. All right, so an array of the pair. Well, hey, we've got a test. What do you know? So we would expect this to be... Oh gosh, what was it? Oh. Not the auto-completion we wanted. I mean, this probably has the documentation. Access control allow origin. And it's a pair. All right, and now we've actually got a mismatch here. I guess it's a terrible test, but other than testing that I can retype something. One way to catch typos, I guess. All right, so now the trick would be to actually make an HTTP call to something. And I should probably set up a dummy server somewhere, so I don't actually have to go hitting real things. Get the response from that. Amend the headers. And then pass it on. But that gets us into the whole problem of how do you make an HTTP request? Which, I mean, unless it turns out to be a one-liner. Erlang HTTP request, HTTP client. inet start, HTTPC set options. Oh, it was starting a server and then using HTTP client to call it. Wow, okay. Oh, so I would actually need a way to specify. Yeah, this would be a particular proxy, or I would have to specify the URL to call. Yeah, this could lead into all sorts of stuff. Because it's like putting the line in probably isn't too hard. Or this could turn into a fun little chase. Then you get like air handling and everything. So getting a test running here, and the header was easy to throw in, is a decent stopping place. And I guess I just got a little bit of a late start today, but yeah. All right, so there are well, I've been looking at doing stuff that actually makes money. So that could throw off the schedule, but in the meantime, this is approximately when I have traditionally done my streams. Times are US Central, but hopefully you can extrapolate from the red line. Thanks to okay, well the host display seems to be slightly busted right now. So let's see if there's anything I can recommend. Let's see, I think I just hosted him the other day. So how about oop, I forgot to do that. Yeah, looks like Teflon Sponge is playing Oxygen Not Included, which probably what I'm going to be doing later. But he's a fairly entertaining person that I've watched before. So if you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye, and maybe next time.